Hello Divine Masculine and welcome to your check-in. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. So we're going to see what's going on with you today. We're going to bring some guidance in to bring in help and support to move forward. So to start the reading, I'm going to start with the masculine soul messages and see what the general energy is and what you're dealing with today. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What are you going through? Straight out. So you're saying, I just can't forgive myself. So you may feel very guilty right now, like you just can't forgive yourself. Now, this could be for many reasons. Maybe you feel guilty because you're in something already that you feel for some reason you have to stay in because you feel obligated to it for some reason, even though your heart and soul will be pulling you out of that situation, but you feel guilty about it. And you can't forgive yourself because you want to perhaps leave and start again, but you may have responsibilities, like you could have children, you could have codependency things going on, you could be a provider, and perhaps you've been in that situation a long time and you're feeling very guilty about wanting to leave. And you may feel guilty because you're also having all these fantasies and all these desires and dreams about a new beginning with your family, or just wanting a way out. You may just be feeling guilty about wanting a way out or wanting to do something differently. You may feel guilty because you may be in a position at work and you perhaps feel like you've got authority, and if you leave that position or you change something, you may let people down. So there's many reasons why right now you may feel a lot of guilt that you're struggling to forgive yourself for. It could be that in your eyes you feel like your family is your guilty pleasure and you feel guilty for feeling that way. So I feel it's more than just needing to forgive yourself. It's this guilt and this shame that's eating up at you. You feel guilty for wanting what you want, and you shouldn't do, because it may be that you're sacrificing your own happiness to make others happy or to keep other people afloat. And you have to also think about yourself, or you're going to drown yourself. You're going to drown in your own pain. You're going to drown in your own fear. You're going to drown in your own sorrow. So you can forgive yourself. You just have to choose it. Because you're saying, I just can't forgive myself. Maybe you're feeling guilty because you feel you've let someone down. You may feel guilty because you've let your divine feminine down. And perhaps you just can't forgive yourself for that. Maybe you feel like you've hurt your divine feminine and you've pushed it too far. And you can't forgive yourself for that, but you can. You have to forgive yourself, because a change comes on the other side of forgiveness. Once you forgive yourself, you set yourself free, and all the pain and all the burden and all the guilt and shame you're carrying around will be released away. And it will be like a big shadow goes away, and you can breathe a big sigh of relief. It's like the sun will come out again, and you can say, I can start again. I can be free. I can be happy. You just have to choose it. So if you're choosing right now to remain stuck in a cycle because of guilt, or you feel like you can't move forward because you've done too much damage, or you feel like you've messed something up, there's always a solution. And that's what we're going to try and find for you today. So we're going to start with the Divine Masculine Take Charge Affirmations. So what can you do to move yourself out of this pain? Cards flying out. So the first one is affirm that you are independent. So you may feel guilty because you want your independence. Perhaps you're in a karmic cycle right now and you, like I say, could be the provider for someone. So you may feel independent, but you may not feel independent yourself. You may feel like whatever you do, you haven't got enough money because you may be earning the money, but it may be going on other things. Or you may feel guilty because you want to be free. You want to be single to pursue your divine feminine. You want your independence. But you're an independent person anyway. And it's about remembering that. You were born into your life alone. And you'll leave your life alone. Now, this has nothing to do with being a twin flame. You come into your world, your life, through the womb alone. No one goes there with you or travels there with you apart from your guardian angel, who is always with you by the way. But you don't start in a relationship with someone. You don't start your life that way. It's something you choose. You start off as an independent person, alone, singular, doing your own life. And you choose what happens next. So if you're thinking, I'm a unit, I'm in that relationship, I don't know any other way, you are an independent person. You just have to choose to be. So affirm it, I am independent. That means you make your own money, you do your own thing, you can live your own life and choose your own thoughts. You don't need to be controlled or manipulated by anyone. If your family and friends are saying you should be doing this, you should be doing that, choose what makes you happy, independent of anyone or anything else. And you are determined. So you do know that you have power in you, that you can change your life. You just have to choose it. I am determined to make this happen. I am determined to free myself of guilt. I am determined to forgive myself. I am determined to start again and have a new beginning. I am determined. I watched a video on YouTube the other day. It was a little short, and it was about a couple in their late 70s talking about what are the, what's the life, what are your skills that you've learned in life, or what's a bit of wisdom you can share with people. And the man actually said, you'll never regret the things you do. You'll regret the things you don't do and you wish you had. So it's about you knowing that you are really determined to not regret anything. The choices you wish you'd have made, or the things you wish you'd have done differently. So be determined to make changes, to find your freedom. Look at this, I am finding my freedom. You know you're doing this anyway. This is what you're guided to do, to find your freedom, even if you feel guilty about it, even if you feel shame about it, even if you're struggling to forgive yourself. You want to be independent, you want to be free, you want to be strong enough to make changes, and that's what you're determined. So you're saying, I am determined to find my freedom. I am determined to be independent. And you can be, because this is really what you're fighting for, your freedom to begin again, to have a new start, to live a life that's different than what you've had before, to enjoy passion and desire and fire in your life, to thrive. And that's what you know you'll have with your divine feminine. But this is also independent of your divine feminine. It's you doing this for you. It's that you don't need to remain stuck in cycles. You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel all this shame that's eating you up inside. You just need to choose yourself and go for what you want. So let's bring in some tarot. So what else do you need to know about this right now? So forgive yourself because you've done nothing wrong. You can't fight your feelings. You can't deny your feelings. So don't feel guilty about what you feel, what your primal desire and instinct is guiding you to do, what your intuition is guiding you to do. And that's to change and move forward and do something, to reach out, to make a move, to change. So the Eight of Wands is movement. You're being guided to move direction, to move your body, to move in the direction of your divine feminine, to make a move in your life, perhaps to move house, to move out of a situation, to move into another situation. You know you've got to do something. You're being guided to make a move and have a new beginning. You're being guided towards a new beginning. So the Fool is about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk, not being afraid of doing something new, knowing that you'll be protected and supported and guided wherever you go. So you want this. And this is something you're moving towards now. You want this in the new year. You're already thinking about it. You've been thinking about this since August time, or over the last 8 days or 8 weeks, 8 months. Some of you have been thinking about this for years. It could be something you've wanted for the last 8 years, and you're thinking, enough's enough now. It's time. It's time to move forward. It's time for a new beginning. I want to be independent. I don't need to feel guilty about this. I don't need to feel shame about wanting what I want. I've done my duty. I've done what I needed to do. It's time to put myself first. This is how you're feeling inside. And you're being guided towards a new beginning. So it may be over the next 8 weeks or so, you heal this guilt and shame inside. You forgive yourself enough to have a new beginning in the new year. So if you watch this in real time, for example, you're moving towards the new year and you're thinking about a new beginning, a fresh start. This will be a timeless reading for anyone else who watches this. So you may be watching this, perhaps you're watching this around August time and you're thinking of a new beginning. But you want a new beginning because that's what you deserve. So forgive yourself. And the way you work on that is through self-love and self-care. Looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, it's okay. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you for being there for me. Talking to yourself in the mirror. Looking into your eyes. Maybe you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing the lines on your face. You could see you getting older. And you think, I don't want to waste any more time. I don't want to remain stuck in a cycle of pain or shame or guilt or illusion. I want to take the mask off. I want to be authentic. I want to travel. I want to live my life. I want to do things independently of where I currently am. I want a new beginning, a fresh start. Some of you may not go straight to your divine feminine either. You may feel like you just need a little bit of time to get yourself straight, to heal yourself, to become you again. Because it may be that you've been in a relationship for a long time and you've never really had time to find yourself. You've never really had time to work out who you are or what you are or where you're meant to be. So you may just want your independence, to find your freedom, to do you for a little while. And that's okay too, to be independent of everything and anything else. You want to move perhaps forward towards a new job, a new career, and that's also something you're thinking about. But ultimately you want a new beginning and a fresh start, and you want to be free. And there's no need to feel guilty about that or to feel shame. You must forgive yourself. So I want to bring in a message for you from Jesus too, to bring in a healing in. So what do you need to know, Divine Masculine, about forgiving yourself? So Jesus himself is saying to you, pray always. If you pray, you'll be given what you need. If you pray about this, if you pray to be forgiven, it will be given to you. Because Jesus doesn't want you to carry around this burden any longer. You deserve to be happy. You deserve love in your life. You deserve to be free. So whatever you are living with right now, all this guilt and shame, give it to heaven. And pray always. When you pray, a solution will come. When you pray, you receive answers. When you pray, you receive deliverance. You receive resolution. You receive solutions and answers and freedom and power. So pray and you'll be given what you need to release yourself from all this guilt and shame, to feel free. Because you do want a new beginning. You're moving towards it right now, even if it's just in your mind. You want to be independent. Maybe you feel independent already. You just need to make that change and find your freedom once and for all in the physical world. And that really is what you're determined to do. So you're already determined to be free. You're already determined to have this new beginning. It's just forgiving yourself first to feel free. And your feminine will forgive you. If you feel like you've done things wrong with your feminine's already forgiven you because you are one. But I feel this is about things you need to let go of, to release, to have a new beginning and a fresh start. And that's what you're being guided to do. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.